Joining us now is a man who knows, with what you just said and the way the football is, he's going to have to make plays for his program to win a Lombardi.
Hell yeah.
This guy got drafted in the first round to be a quarterback of a team that hasn't drafted a quarterback in the first round in like 20 years.
Yep.
This man went to school in the same city that the team that he's currently the face of is. This guy is Mr. Yinzer. Ladies and gentlemen, quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Kenny fucking Pickett.
Yay!
What's up, dude?
Appreciate that, man. What's going on?
I said Kenny fucking, I think Tomlin said Kenny motherfucking Pickett, so I apologize for not having it all. How's your rookie year, man? Have you taken it in at all? Have you gotten a chance to look back? And where are you in the offseason process right now?
Yeah, man, it's a long year, as you guys know, coming off like college and then having a full NFL season. It's like 2 years of nonstop, so it was nice to kind of chill last week, and I got back in now, just doing some light training and at the Pitt boys next door, seeing what's going on over there.
Nice. Go ahead, Adrian.
Hey, when you were coming out, obviously, for people that don't know, Pitt in college, you share a facility with the Steelers. Did you have any idea that they were going to take you, or did they try to throw smoke screens and act like they weren't?
Yeah, I mean they had like minimum, probably like the least amount of communication, with me throughout the process. They kind of said they knew what I was like about, and Coach T, I think he like barely watched my pro day when he came over. He was just, I think that was kind of like the smoke screen. So it's kind of funny how that goes on throughout the process.
Do you find that was a definite advantage for you, knowing the building, knowing the lay of the land, even like traffic, where you're going to park, do you feel like that was a massive advantage? And how much did that play a role into your success this season, you think?
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think too much, man. Like I know where to get my groceries, but besides that, like it's the NFL, man. Like it's a completely different game. I think it's cool having like some friends and some of my best buddies. They live in the same building as me in my apartment complex. Like that's cool, I think. But in terms of learning the NFL, man, like there's so many things that you have to learn. So, but it was definitely nice having like a familiar field area.
Let's talk about learning the NFL. What was it you think from your first game, which obviously, you gave the ball to the other team. Not your fault, 2/3 of them, not your fault.
0 from PFF.
Yeah, that is. Pro Football Focus said you threw no picks, so don't even count that. I mean, they said it. That means that's gospel, that's Bible. But from that moment all the way through the end of the season where you and Tomlin are having that moment, Kenny motherfucking Pickett, because at the end of games is when you shine brightest, and it seemed like you were understanding defenses, and you and Pickens. What did you learn, you think, through your first year that you're going to take with you into the offseason and continue to work on?
Yeah, man, I think just ownership of the offense. I mean, that game that I went in, I didn't even have my helmet in at halftime. Like, I left it out on the bench. I had no clue that I was going in that game. So I had no reps leading up to that point. And then all the reps that I got in practice and throughout the season, those game reps are so valuable. So once I felt like the offense became my own and I had, full understanding of it, I think that's when my growth really took off.
How those gloves, the ball slip out of your hands all the time? It looked like you were really struggling with the size of your hands there when you're throwing the ball.
Yeah, it felt all right. It felt I wasn't too confident heading in, but it kind of stuck to the ball, so it was good.
Do you remember last draft season? We were literally talking about the Carolina Panthers quarterback coach potentially walking over and saying, "Hold that fucking ball, boy. Let me see how that ball looks in your hands, boy." Seems like it's doing just fine. Tone Diggs has a question for you, Kenny. Obviously, your biggest fan.
Hi, Kenny. First and foremost, when are you going to go on footballing with Ben Roethlisberger? And what are your thoughts on potentially bringing Seven into the building? Maybe be like an offensive advisor to the Steelers.
I can answer the first one. There's talks of me getting on the podcast, so I'm waiting on him to give me some dates, and I'll make the trip to.
Here we go. Here we go. Where is he? Is he in Gibsonia? Never mind. Go ahead. Go on. You can. Yeah. You heard. Yeah. Go ahead.
So I'll be getting on the show, and then the second part, you have to talk to the boss man about that one. I don't think I can answer that question.
Hey, a lot of conversation right now about your offense coordinator. Obviously, around Pittsburgh, you have to hear it. You have a brain. You have ears. What do you think about your relationship with Matt Canada through the season, and what are your thoughts on him as a human? Let's not talk football at all, but as a human, why do you appreciate him for the position he's in?
Yeah, I just appreciate the constant communication he had with myself, like throughout the season. Always worried about what I'm comfortable with, what I like. Getting in there, throwing early on, not having many reps. And then kind of just growing with him throughout the season on understanding how he likes to call plays in certain situations. So all the time that we put in together, that people don't see, that really just goes a long way. So I think all the growth and maturity of the offense that happened throughout was, a huge credit to him and, the bye week kind of bringing us together. and getting us on the right track.
Rookie quarterback, it's you change offense coordinator, get another voice in the ear, another system. I mean, this has happened a lot in the NFL. Obviously, the Steelers are like, let's see what we can continue to grow on. And obviously, you showcased, hey, you're a dog, Kenny. Hey, you're a fucking dog, Kenny. It is awesome to watch. Go ahead, Ty.
Yeah, Kenny, you talk about growing with, Matt Canada and the offense as a whole. How awesome is it coming in the same draft class with a guy like George Pickens and knowing, like, this fucking physical specimen, I'm going to be able to throw to this guy for the rest of my career. Like, how nice is that you guys are kind of both, learning the NFL at the same time?
Yeah, man, I think it's huge. And, coming in, I think coming to that Jets game, the guys I had the most, like, reps with was George and, like, rookie mini camp and early part of camp and Connor Hayward. So some of the guys that I was working with in, like, that 2s and 3s early on was, like, who I was most comfortable with. So, I had that kind of rapport to fall back on, early on and when I started playing more, and I kind of had to play catch up with the starters because I just didn't get, really any reps with them at all. So it's awesome to know that I'll have those guys with me for, hopefully a long time here in Pittsburgh.
That was an absolute strike right there. Yeah. There's like 3 of them that are that exact thing. And obviously that was great play design, and Pickens runs a great route, and you put it right on the money. Pickett to Pickens in Pittsburgh is like such a Yinzer fairy tale that could take place. How much of it, though, as you grow in the season, is Pickens is going to make a play? Did you get to that point where you're comfortable enough to be like, you know what, my guy will make a play here? And is that something you've always had? Were you ever gun shy against NFL defenses? How does that kind of all work out, you think?
Yeah, it's all trust and kind of what you show in practice. Like, I'm a huge, practice guy and giving guys so many opportunities. And, if George didn't make a play on a 50-50 ball, it was almost like a surprise to me in a game because that's how consistently he makes those plays. So I think we're just going to grow in that area. And, I kind of understand it where he likes the ball in certain situations. So that's kind of with all the receivers. It's just going to continue to get better, and I'm excited to, build on it in the offseason.
Hell yeah.
What's the rest of your offseason look like? Like, do you plan it out what you're going to do? I mean, the good thing for you don't have to go to class anymore, man. So this is your gig.
Hell yeah.
Congratulations, bro.
Do you feel any pressure to have like some?
Make some noise. We don't have to fake care. We don't have to fake care about academics. Sorry about that, AJ. Here we go.
Yeah, man. I kind of got the schedule laid out. I took a week off, man. I was like going crazy in my apartment, so I got back into the building on Monday just to start light training, kind of take off a throne for a month. And then I'll get down to Florida in February with my quarterback coach and kind of get back into the swing of things and just lay some good groundwork. I want to get the guys down in Florida probably once, for a week, and then back in Jersey for a week too in the summer. So outside of what we're going to be doing in Pittsburgh, so I'm excited for to attack the offseason.
Oh, Camp Pickett going on tour once in Florida, then back in New Jersey. Smart. Who's your quarterback coach?
Tony Rasiopi, same guy I trained with for the draft, and I had him for about 4 years in college.
What are you working on? Because we've heard stories. I'll give you we've heard stories. Josh Allen, from his first year to his second year to third year to fourth year, obviously mentally he got a lot better in the NFL, but he actually changed the way he was throwing. He put lasers on like his hip and on his elbow, and they used it like a golf swing, and he like tightened it up, and that's what he thought he was missing. You seem to be incredibly accurate. Like, what will you work on, or will you change anything?
To me, it's tying in what we're doing offensively now, to my footwork, and footwork is a huge thing for me. I think if I can get my feet right, then usually the ball goes where I need it to go. I think, I continue to work on off-platform throws as well, getting outside the pocket. Something I feel like I did a lot better towards the back end of the year, extending plays and giving guys chances down the field. So I think more footwork-wise, tying into, what we're doing offensively, now that I have a really good understanding of what we're doing, I'll just take that next step, going into year 2.
Yeah, you're sneaky athletic, aren't you? Lunch pail guy.
Uh-huh. Always sneaky. Yeah.
First
no one trusts the speed, man.
You changed the rule, right?
Yeah.
Didn't you? I mean, you're the
Hell
reason.
yeah.
His rule.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that was awesome. How long had you been preparing to fake slide on somebody, or did that come in the moment?
In the moment, man. In the moment. No one believes me when I say it, but you're in a championship game. You're not thinking about breaking out a fake slide. It just kind of happened. I saw him pulling up and just, kind of put the brakes on and just kept going.
Did you hear all the old NFL guys be like, "He does, God, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? We're going to kill a guy like that or whatever." Right? But have you were you able to run a little bit this year? More surprising to be able to gain a little bit of yards, or no?
I'd say yes and no. I think extending plays, I could do it at the college level, like pretty much jogging, like 50%. Linemen just aren't as fast at the college level. And the NFL, man, they're just as fast, if not faster than I am. So the urgency, the sense of urgency, I'd say, when I was escaping was definitely heightened, once I got up here.
Oh shit! What a moment! I think that's if what I've heard is correct, that's like an entire rookie season. A lot of shits. You didn't look like that out there, so you should be proud of how poised you were. Darius has a question for you, Kenny.
First of all, smart play, inviting the guys down to Florida. It's not hard to get guys down to Florida in the offseason, Kenny. But you had obviously everybody has that long rookie year. First of all, what was the biggest adjustment? We talked to quarterbacks early on the show. Matt Ryan, I believe, was one of them. He talked about the speed of the pass rush and how different that was from the college level. Was it that more so, or the coverage, the tight windows in the back end? What was the biggest adjustment coming from college to the pros?
Yeah, man, that's a good question. I think the volume of defense that you were seeing week in and week out, I'd say that was number one for me. I study a lot of tape, and going through breakdowns was a lot different than going through college breakdowns. You would see a lot of different looks throughout the game, where in college you kind of get comfortable seeing different looks because you knew you weren't going to see too many of them, just from what guys can handle. But I'd say the volume of defenses week in and week out was definitely number one for me.
Anybody shit talk you heavy this year? Like any I see ghost situations and the other team being like, yeah, you do. Boo. Like any of that? Was there any of that?
There's always stuff in between plays, but I think that's like the fun part of the game, like that game in between the game. Like I always have fun doing kind of talking in between, so it was good.
Yeah, you're a Jersey Yinzer. I assume you chirp a little bit. Tone has another question for you.
Yeah, Kenny, Yinzers would be pissed if I didn't ask. Have you started campaigning yet for your guy Jordan Addison to be a draft pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I would love it, man. I just talked to his mother actually yesterday. He's down in Florida training, and I'm excited to get down there and train with him a little bit too. He's a talented guy, man. He's one of the best that I've been around. Just an all-around receiver, just a route runner. His speed will surprise people. I don't think people were giving him enough credit for the speed. So, I'm excited to see where he ends up, hopefully in the black and gold.
What you guys broke every record together, something like that.
Just about.
What do you think about Pitt? We coming back? You were in there working out with the boys. Aaron Donald throwing knives at people. You guys going to get the boys back into the ACC championship or what?
That's I think we open up with West Virginia in West Virginia.
Oh, okay. We're going.
You ducked me last year. I was trying to get you there, maybe a little friendly wager.
Yeah, but you got to remember when you brought it up on the show, I had no idea what was happening. you said it.
I did catch that. I was like, he has no clue what I'm saying.
It was bad. It was a bad moment for me. I should have certainly known that was happening. Are we going to that game? When is that? Is that the same setup as last year?
I hope it's a Thursday night because it'd be easy to drive down from Pittsburgh. So.
Maybe
you
we
got
get
the
a
connections
chopper.
though in there, man.
Maybe
you
we
got
get
the connections. You got to help me out.
I do not have the connections. That's actually the thing. That is why I didn't even know. I do not have the connections, but I assume enough money can get us into a place.
Oh yeah,
should certainly watch that. We'll put a little money on the line too, and then
sure.
M&M's on the line. You're not allowed to gamble.
Yeah, can't do it.
You're not allowed to gamble. It'll be M&M's and things like that. What's the locker room like there? You guys got a great vibe in that locker room. Mike Tomlin seems to be like the perfect head coach for an NFL team.
Yeah, we got a lot of great vets too, man. So I was just kind of following the lead of the vets, and Cam Hayward's my locker mate. As you can see, he's got two of these bad boys right next to me.
Well, his head can't fit. I mean, his head. There's only exactly.
Yeah, man, he's the man, and we got TJ and some other guys that kind of take you under your wing early on. So we had a great locker room.
Kenny, you talked a little bit about digesting defenses and trying to figure out the looks they're giving you. What about learning that NFL offense, like that whole playbook? How big of an adjustment was that coming from college?
Big playbook, lots of plays.
Yeah,
tons.
That's what they say. So many plays.
Too many.
That is what they say, man. But I was lucky with Coach Whipple next door, man. He had a lot of experience in the NFL with the West Coast system. So all the stuff that I learned with him in a pass game sense kind of really translated over here. The run game was a little bit different, but with some checks, run to run, pass to pass, whatever it may be. But, I felt like I picked it up pretty well, early on.
How nice was it to have the speaker in your ear so you didn't have to run to the sideline every single play like you had to do with Whipple?
Yeah, that was nice. I wish I had that in college. My GPS, I was breaking records every Saturday, man, with how much I was traveling on that field back and forth. But
he ran between every single play over to the coach and then back, and then every once in a while get like a relay if he needed to tap out for a second. Yes. Yeah.
High school.
See, he just learned this. I learned this whenever we called a Thursday night. We called a Thursday night game. Pitt, I don't know who you guys were playing. You guys had a
UNC.
Oh, yeah. Great game, and the place was filled up. Steelers were playing. Pitt fans showed up as well. Did a shotgun to beer celebration. It was fucking epic and electrifying. But it was at that moment I learned Like during the game, I think I was like, is this guy running?
What the?
Oh my God, that is the worst thing of all time. And you stuck with it. I mean, you had to stay in shape for that type of thing. What has your workout been during the NFL season? Because we've talked about it a couple times about how long your year is. Your rookie year is longer than any year you'll ever have because you go through your entire season, then off-season workouts, then obviously combine, pro day, draft, rookie OTAs, training camp, then the longest fucking season you've ever been a part of in your life. So it is. Did you have to do anything, change anything body-wise to make it towards the end of the year? And what do you plan on doing this upcoming season with one under your belt?
Yeah, I think the combine training, man, I got a little too lean, I'd say. I was a little under 220. I want to get a little bit bigger for this season. So, like, you're training for the 40, the 5, 10, 5. You're just not training to be a football player. You're kind of doing the drills. And, I wanted to perform well in those. So then I was playing catch up after that, trying to gain some weight. But I think I want to gain a little bit more weight and have a little bit more muscle mass on me heading into this season after experiencing a lot of these hits. And, the game just played a little bit faster here.
What you got, peanut butter and banana sandwiches, bro? Just house and nose?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a good technique. I did that in high school. I may have to bring that one back.
That a baby. Just become big fat. Could you imagine? Kenny Pickett just shows up 275 quarterback.
Well,
If you played well, Pittsburgh would.
oh yeah.
Oh my God, buying completely. Chuck has a question for you, Kenny.
Hey, Kenny, how you doing?
Good, Coach. How are you?
I'm great. Big fan of yours. Had my ass kicked a bunch by the Steelers and Coach Tomlin, but that quarterback, head coach relationship, you hear about it all the time, right? And like when I came into the Colts job and we had Andrew Luck, I was fascinated about, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, that relationship, your interaction with Mike Tomlin during the week. I would always try to, watch some situational stuff, some third down stuff, some red area stuff, and then I'd sneak into the quarterback meeting room. And the quarterback coach didn't like because he wanted all the time, and he thought I took up all the time in the team meetings. But I would go in there and try to share some things that I saw from a defensive perspective on what they're playing in the red area, what they're doing on 3rd and 2 to 6, whatever. What's that interaction like? What's your your weekly communication interaction with Coach Tomlin? Do you have those talks with him?
Yeah, we do, and I'm kind of lucky. Coach allowed me to come into the staff meetings to start the week, so I'd get the breakdown, like the full 2.5-hour breakdown of the team on Monday morning.
When that started? That started? As soon as you started?
No, that started about probably 2 or 3 weeks after I started because he helped me with my routine early on, and he saw that I like to watch a lot of film and be prepared, and then he ended up letting me come into the staff that meeting. So I would get it before everybody. On Monday, I would get it again with the QBs and then again in the team meeting. So I would get the breakdown like 3 times before everybody got it once, which really kind of helped me. And then throughout the week, just like you said, constant communication about the third downs, red zone, 2-minute, those crucial moments that kind of make and break games. I've had a lot of communication with Coach T, throughout the year. And I think that really did help me on, what I could expect to walk into the line of scrimmage on those big time plays.
Mike Tomlin, the last time he had a chance to really, I don't want to say mold a quarterback or an NFL quarterback, he was much younger in his career with Ben. Now he's accomplished Hall of Fame quarterback or Hall of Fame coach already, and he's getting an opportunity to do it again. And us watching him interact with you has been really cool. Like I referenced it in the intro, him calling you Kenny motherfucking Pickett after you make a big drive. That is obviously a tight bond there between you two. Did you feel that as soon as you got there? Did you have to earn that? How quickly did that all start cooking between you two?
Yeah, you definitely have to earn it with Coach T, man. You got to show up and be consistent every day with your work and how you go about your business. But once we started having success on the field, man, you just kind of build that tight bond, and we spent a lot of time together preparing. When you just do that, you just become tighter and tighter in this game. Like football is a special game. You create a lot of great bonds. So I think Coach T, we're definitely building something special, and I want to continue to do that.
He's one of the greatest shit talkers of all time, I've heard. Is that real?
He's pretty good, man. You don't want to end up in that team meeting when you see yourself up on tape and he starts circling you with the laser. You're like, oh shit, you know something. You know something's coming, man. But he's awesome.
Go ahead, AJ.
What's Tomlin like on game day? We watch him. We get to see from the TV copy, and we see some mic'd up segments. The dude seems to not only like just the positivity that comes out of his mouth towards you guys. He seems to pump you guys up and just in the right way. Like, does it surprise you at all how he is on game day?
No, it doesn't surprise me one bit, man. His positivity and the kind of juice and energy he brings, he's the same guy every single day. It's so funny. We always hear him like down the tunnel coming into the locker room. We all like have like he has his sayings. We'll kind of like wager which one he's going to say every game day when he walks into the locker room. So he's awesome, man. He's a guy that you want to play for. You want to go out there and win. So I couldn't ask for a better head coach, honestly.
Did you play the Bills this year?
We did. My first start.
And you played the Bengals, right?
We did. Yep.
What are your thoughts? Because obviously they're playing this weekend in a massive game. What are your thoughts on their defenses? And your first start, obviously, you have no idea what the hell is going on. But what are your thoughts on both those teams?
Yeah, I mean, I think both teams, man, just defensively, they have so much talent at all three levels, and they're going against two great quarterbacks. So I'm excited to watch and see how it plays out. I think you can always learn stuff when you watch these kind of big-time games, and so I'll be tuned in for sure and, want to see how it goes.
Do you talk to any of the other quarterbacks around the league? Anybody reach out, chit-chat to help you out this season?
During the season, no. I mean, in the offseason, I'm sure I'll talk to some guys, and, I definitely want to kind of learn some routines on what, some veteran guys do around the league. I'm kind of, just new to it, and want to feel out what's kind of best for myself and what I like. So I'll definitely be in contact with some guys.
Connor has a question for you. Last one before we go, Kenny. Appreciate you.
Kenny, with the other quarterbacks in the QB room, how was that relationship, obviously, with Mitch and Mason? And did they know kind of like, hey, I'm Kenny fucking Pickett, I'm the guy? And then obviously you work with one Hall of Famer in Tomlin. What's it like to also answer questions from the Hall of Famer Mark Caboli from a week-to-week basis?
Yeah.
Which one do you want to answer first there? Where should I start with?
Caboli, I think.
Caboli? Yeah, Caboli's the man, dude. He's got some great questions for us every week, and the guy doesn't miss a day. I'm going to be honest. We leave the media open to our locker room a lot, and he's in here every second he's got, man. So he's working hard.
Duh.
You guys give him the runaround. He has sandwiches in his pockets, and you guys fucking won't give him the answers.
Linebacker.
That's what Caboli does. He is professional. But how about the other quarterbacks in the room? You guys get along? Obviously, it's a weird year.
Yeah, man, we got along really well, and I think the bond just got stronger, as the year went. I couldn't ask two guys that really just helped me week in, week out. Every time I came off the field, like Mitch would have something, Mason would have something. We would all communicate on how we should attack the next series. So those two guys are, really, grateful for, how they treated me and brought me into this team.
You still wearing gloves next year, dude?
I'll be wearing gloves next year, man.
It's not going to work in the NFL, dude.
Uh-oh.
It's not going to work in the NFL, dude. Incredible rookie year. You were fantastic, honestly, and I think all of Yinzers that I know are so excited for the future with you, man. You do it the right way. Continue to kick ass, and congrats on the success.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Congrats on the Bud Light deal, man. If you guys want to send some product over here, I won't shy away from it, but appreciate it.
We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. Kenny Pickett.
Kenny!
And baby Kenny.
Yo, Kenny!
Can drink a beer with the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Drink a beer with the guy.
A lot of mocks.
Definitely.
Hell yeah.
How's that guy not going to be successful? He's back in the facility already?
Yeah, he said a week in his apartment. Took a week off in his apartment.
Man.
Go to a
Crazy.
beach, Kenny. You fucking go to a beach, Kenny. He was in his apartment in Pittsburgh. I can't fucking do this anymore.
Need to
Give me
throw
the
football.
I love that. That's what you want. That's what you're looking for. Great question out of you, bub.
Yeah.
That Tomlin answer about him being in staff meetings, that's not normal, right? I don't think that's a normal thing at all.
Especially for a rook, rookie coming in. I mean, he knew something we didn't know, but a lot of coaches won't do that. But I love that they're collaborative, and you let those guys in. Like when I was coordinator in Baltimore, and I had Ed and Ray and Suggs and Haloti and JJ and all those guys.
Right.
I'd give them the game plan. And we did this, I think, with you guys some. Give them the game plan, and hey, look this over. Bring it to Saturday night meeting, the last meeting, and I want your input. What do we have in there that's going to totally screw us up? And what do we not need? And they would, so it's basically the same thing because those guys, a guy like that is smart and he knows the game and they know that. So you want to, hey, look, is there something on here that you can't execute, we can't execute, that's just going to blow up in our face?
And what is Tomlin? Tomlin's like a film junkie. They say he just lives in he has like a room where it's just film. I don't know if they call it the dungeon or the cave.
Yeah, lights are always off.
I forget what it is. He's just like a film junkie like that. But I think everybody's successful in the NFL at every position but punter and kicker and long snapper are film junkies.
Yeah, buried.
Like that is.
No, not necessarily.
You don't think so?
No. Some guys can.
Whoa. Somebody's trying to silence you. Somebody's trying to silence
We
you.
good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So some guys, can overdo it with the film. Sometimes you can,
Paralysis by analysis.
Exactly, perfect. But and then some guys, you just watch a couple of things and you just let your instincts take over and play. And then quarterbacks, obviously, I feel like those you got to be film junkies. Some DBs, but some guys, I've definitely known some guys that just give me the play, give me my formation. Let me just play ball, and they play better that way for sure.
All right, let me take that back then. Not everybody that I know that is successful is a film junkie, but everybody that I've seen, that is prominent in football has loved the game. And normally a good display of if you love the game is how much time you invest. Mm-hmm. That's how everybody, the desk watching situations that happen in the coaching world, because they love football and preparing more than you do. But like the people that really love dissecting film, I like that Tomlin recognized that Kenny was like, hey, this guy also seems to be a psychopath when it comes to film watching. And that's like a good way to earn his trust. And if Kenny wasn't, and you go into the building and you hear that about Tomlin, a nice move probably to win over your team and your coach is like, oh, I'm going to become a film person now, is what it's going to be. Seems like you guys got the right guy. It honestly does.
I'm very, very happy. Like we've talked about it during the season, and the stats weren't incredible, but you see some throws where he stands in there and he makes the throw. He'll take a hit. He makes the right read. The camaraderie that he has with Pickens and Freiermuth, who I think will probably be his best weapons moving forward. Like those are, like you can already tell those are his guys. So I am very excited for the future with him.
Matt Canada, okay, had a rookie quarterback. Was scared to put too much on his plate, probably.
Big playbook.
Now
you can throw the kitchen sink at it.
Now we're going to get more in jet suites.
Off season, off season, OTAs.
He's the guy.
Camp.
Here's the guy.
When the OC changes too, Tony, sometimes it's not always for the better.
What are you saying?
Saying sometimes you just want a little, consistency.
Well, we're not going to have Flores calling the plays.
That's a good point.
Danny Smith might, though.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
If Danny Smith, special teams coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers for the last 15 years, was put into a competition against Matt Canada for who's going to call plays, which is what Bill did with Joe Judge
Bingo.
and Matt Patricia.
Correct.
Off a failed head coaching job.
I would like to let everybody know that we would be pulling very hard for Danny Smith to become a play caller in the NFL. I think he'd be running trick plays every fucking other play, and then it would be power football, and he'd chew more gum. You know Danny?
Oh, yeah.
Love
He's been
Danny?
there more than 50. Oh, love him.